You know, oftentimes as children are going in and out of the foster care system, different things arise. They need somebody that's on their side, somebody to advocate for them. And one of those groups that supplies volunteers to be with these kids during times when they need them the most is Guardian Ad Litem. And today to talk to us about the program. Here to talk to us about the program is Diane Schmeltz. She is a recruiter and trainer coordinator with the Guardian Ad Litem program, and longtime volunteer Kay Rainier. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with us everything that the Guardian Ad Litem does.
Thank you.
Now, let's just kind of give a quick overview of what the program actually is.
Okay, well, we become the voice for children who've been removed from their homes because they've been abused or neglected. We don't remove the children. The Department of Children and Families, they investigate abuse reports that are called in. A judge determines if definitely these kids are at risk, there's a safety issue, there is maybe abuse or neglect allegations. The judge then appoints the program. So we don't just get on a case, we are appointed by the court, which gives us certain rights. We can get medical records, we can talk to teachers and doctors, and that's part of our job. We gather information about the child so that we can make a recommendation to the judge as to what we feel is in the best interest for the kids. Now, while we do that, we become maybe the one and only person in that child's life. She said, tough time.
Yeah.
Their life is chaos. They've been removed from the people they love. They love mommy and daddy. If they're in foster care, they're probably separated from brothers and sisters. Scary, scary time. They're not sure anybody cares. They matter. And then they have their guardian who keeps coming, makes at least a monthly visit. And they know I matter to somebody. I make a difference,
Right.
and somebody is caring about me.
That's terrific. You know, and I think it's interesting that, you know, there's, you know, because you've got like Big Brother, Big Sister, programs like that, but the Guardian Ad Litem really deals with some of the more, I don't know, I guess you would say strategic, some of the more legal issues, like you said, you know, being court appointed.
Yes, we have attorneys. Nobody has to be an attorney or have legal background to volunteer. Right. We do have our own attorneys, but we get to go to court.
Right.
We get to tell the judge. So we're not just visiting the children, which is wonderful, but we actually have the attention of the judge who wants to know, what does the guardian think?
Yeah.
We're the neutral party in the courtroom. We're not trying to prove or disprove allegations. We're never putting ourselves in any kind of risky or unsafe situation, but to step in and just have your focus on the child. The judges and the magistrates rely heavily on what our opinions and our recommendations are.
You truly are an advocate for the child.
Yes, yes, completely.
Kay, you've been with the program for, what is it,
14 years.
14 years now.
Yes.
Obviously, you have a very kind of a unique perspective on doing this for so long. Tell us a little bit about what it means to be a volunteer for Guardian Ad Litem.
Well, when I first started, I had no idea that I would remain with this program for this many years. But when you get in and you start meeting the children and seeing their needs, and they do need a voice. I know the department does great with getting it all together and keeping the kids, but when you have a guardian that is her job, she goes in to exactly know what's wrong, what's going on, how can we help the child, make sure the court hears our voice and has the voice of that child. So once you start, it's very, very difficult, take my word for it, to not continue, because you see the good that you're doing. You see the child really respond to you, because that
Right.
child realizes after you continue to visit, continue to go see the child, that you truly are there for them. So it's just once you start, it's very difficult to stop.
Now, how many children do you take care of on a monthly basis? I know Diane said that you know, you make at least a visit a month, but I'm sure you're making more than that on many occasions.
Oh, many occasions I do. A lot of it depends on the situation the child is in at that time. If I'm totally convinced that the child is in a great placement, doing well, no real problems, I can do once a month visits. Normally I do more. Just to make doubly sure, because in the beginning you want to make sure that it is a good placement, it is a good foster home, and it fits your child's needs.
Right.
So you really want to get comfortable with that. You don't want to just say, well, I've done my monthly visit and that's it. You continue to do your monthly visits, but if you ever feel the need that you need to do that, use your instincts. You will know. You'll know whether to do it or not. So
now, over the years, I'm sure that you've touched many lives. I mean, how many, just as a ballpark, like, I mean, how many kids do you think that you've been involved with?
Gosh, you know, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe 150. It's,
wow.
I don't know. I know there was a point years back that I had 8 cases at one time, which was very unusual, but I had the time to do it, so I did, but that's a lot. That's like a full-time job. But you just want to really help these children, and you know you're helping them. You don't think, oh, I'm doing such a great job. You don't think of it like that. You know, you just think of, you see their faces when you come, and the judge really depends on what we have to say because he knows that's what we do. We investigate and we look into that child's life and the style of life they're living at that time. So yeah, it's interesting.
And you know, I can sense the passion in what you do when you talk about it. It takes a special kind of person to be a guardian ad litem, doesn't it? I mean, it's not easy work.
Well, no, it isn't. And a lot of people have said to me, how can you do that? It's so sad. How can you do it? My answer is, how can you not?
Yeah.
Because you read about it in the paper and you say, oh, that is such a horrible thing. I'm so sad for that child. Well, be a guardian. You know, be out there and try to help. You can only do one at a time. No matter how many cases you have, you start with one case and you just work with that child. So if you think it's sad, you think it's heartbreaking, we would love to have you come and join us because you can get your feelings to that child and make a huge difference with your, oh, this is a sad situation. Well, make it better. Be a guardian ad litem.
That's good. And Diane, what is the process to becoming a volunteer with guardian ad litem?
Well, there is an application process. There is training. We do a total of 30 hours. We let the volunteers do part of it at home on their own. Then we have classroom trainings. We schedule that. It totals maybe 12 hours in the classroom. We actually take them to court, meet some of our judges, hear from the judges. That's one thing with Kay, too. Get her in court in front of the judge, just like you said, her passion.
Yeah.
Wow, they know she cares. And that's what we're looking for, people that care. We can teach you how to do this job, but if you come with a heart for children, we do background checks. We can't have anybody with a felony conviction, but after that, the training, you've got a coordinator, you have a mentor, you're part of a team. Right. Even though you're the guardian on the case, you have a support system in the office. So they start by just filling out an application, doing an interview, and we get them set in the next training.
You said 12 hours, and that sounds like a lot of classwork, a lot of training. But really, it's encouraging to know that when you hear of a guardian ad litem, it's not just somebody who just decided to jump on board. It's a serious commitment because it takes a serious commitment to work for these kids.
It does. And time-wise, that's usually something everybody's worried about. We have a lot of our volunteers that still work full-time. It's like, but how would I fit this in? The average case takes about 7 hours a month. The beauty of it is you do it when it works for you.
Right.
Evening visits, weekend visits, maybe at a lunchtime you run to the school to visit the child. So that's very doable for most people. We do have some guardians that their commitment with just life and they're busy. Some just make a courtesy visit if the guardian is in a pinch and can't make a visit that much. So there's lots of ways people can help and be part of it, and we can work with their schedule because we have 1,800 children in this area that have been removed. So we've got a huge need.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention, I mean, many employers encourage volunteering and activism in the community.
Yes.
So, a lot of them are willing to work with the guardian ad litems even within their jobs.
Exactly.
If there's a court hearing, many business owners and employers will be flexible with that.
Exactly. And the court hearings only come up about once every 4 months.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're doing that monthly. And if a guardian can't make it at the last minute for a reason, because they've worked so closely with their coordinator and the lawyer, one of our attorneys, they can go for them. So we can double and triple check everything so it doesn't fall through the cracks.
That's terrific. Now, you had mentioned about signing up on the website. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, people can go to www.becomeaguardian.com. They can fill out a couple questions of name, contact information. When they submit it, it comes right to me. Or they can call our office. The main office is in Bartow. That is 863-534-4605. They can ask for Diane. We can talk to them, get information out to them.
That's terrific. Now, also on the website, I mean, is there a little bit more information that people can pull off and kind of understand a little bit more about how Guardian Ad Litem works? I know we have a limited amount of time here.
They can go to guardianadlitem.org, which is the state website.
Okay.
The Guardian program is in every circuit in the state. Actually, the entire country has a program. Some is called CASA, C-A-S-A, stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. We do the exact same thing. We actually even use CASA's training. So across the country, every state has a program like this.
I see. Ladies, this has been terrific. I commend you for being a volunteer for so long and doing such a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Diane, thanks so much for coming on and sharing with us about
thank you.
Your great program.
We only cover about 70% of those 1,800 children, so the need for more volunteers is tremendous. We need people to give us a call or send us an email that they're interested.
Absolutely. Well, that's the Guardian Ad Litem here in Polk County. District 10 is what they, or Circuit 10, I'm sorry. Circuit 10 is what it's referred to as, but they need your help. Like Diane said, there's 1,800 kids in this, in this program that need a Guardian Ad Litem to advocate for them, to be on their side. It's not an easy job, but it takes a special kind of person, and if you are that kind of person, they need you. To get in touch with them, it's really easy. They've made it very simple. Go to www.becomeaguardian.com. There you'll be able to fill out a simple information request form. It's going to go right to Diane, and they'll get right back in touch with you. You can also give them a phone call at 863-534-4605. And they are ready to take your call. They are ready to get you in and get you trained and start helping these kids that desperately need your help.